Morning, or evening.
All righty. Good morning, Marianas. My goodness, it is not something I'm used to doing from a different side of the world. Different music, a little bit of different everything going on over here. But we're here and we are live, and hopefully you can actually hear us and there's no problem at all. We are definitely extremely backlit. I had a different plan for it, but hey, we are one cable away from making that a little bit less of a problem. But at least we're here with you right now. I'm serious, that one cable away thing, we are so close. I have the camera set up. I have the tripod set up. I have the dummy batteries set up. I have all the other cables. There's just one cable that didn't get here. And by the way, part of the craziness of being out here in the mainland is that stuff gets here right away. I bet I could order something on Amazon right now if I pay an extra $2. It could probably get here tonight. It's ridiculous. I can't explain it. I almost was disappointed when I ordered something yesterday and it didn't get here yesterday. I'm getting spoiled, but I'm also spoiled because we've got a guy who's been watching everything that we need here in the Marianas and around the world for a long time. His name is Landon. You may have heard of him, Landon Idlet. We got him on the screen right now. Landon, good morning. It has been a little bit of an adventure. I can tell you that I was not totally expecting it to be as difficult to get all hip on the sleep train, but it is definitely a lot harder than I expected it was going to be. But anyway, but I'm here. You're here. We're all here. The gang's rolling in and everything like that. So, how you been? What's going on?
A pause. This is typical for the wet season for this time of year, especially in the month of July. We have some southwest winds, and you're looking at the Doppler weather radar right now, showing some spotty showers coming in from the west southwest. Our radar is not working backwards. It is indeed moving from the Philippine Sea to the islands and to the Pacific Ocean to our east. And so this is what we anticipate, especially in the El Nino year. So some spotty showers. We did have a flood advisory for Rhoda overnight. That was because of a broad area of heavy showers that was passing over the island last night. Some of these showers will bring us some gusty winds from time to time. Looking at the wind trail, we are looking at that belt of the monsoon. Think of the monsoon as a conveyor belt of moisture, just pumping those showers in from the southwest. And so we're kind of in the axis. The last several days, the belt was just to our west. So we had lighter winds across the islands, but now we have a little bit more wind over the islands. And of course, you can see that in the weather radar. You see those wings right around the Guam area. Those are some of those stronger winds now we're seeing off the coastal waters, giving us that sea spray butterfly effect. So about 15 to 20 mile per hour winds over there. So we're going to see that belt continue today, pumping in those showers from the southwest. Eventually, this pattern is going to break down and we get into a different influence with the lighter winds that you see off to the east that give us some island effect showers and thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday as the winds overall subside. So again, at the Guam airport, we're seeing the calm winds, but out over the water is about 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. That's going to be coming up on shore here at the Guam International Airport eventually. A little bit more wind across Saipan and Tinian. Been hovering steady around 12 to 15 miles per hour overnight with some gusts, and that's going to be the theme through the day today. But all eyes right now, and some stress and anxiety is on this disturbance there across Micronesia. That is Invest 90W. I think it's the remnant circulation of what was once Invest 98W, closer to the dateline earlier this week. And so we had 98W near the dateline, 97 was near YAP. We've had 99W, that's near South China Sea going up into Macau region, and now 90W. So these numbers, these 90s, they circulate. They rotate from 90 to 99. And again, these are for designations of tropical disturbances. So this is now 90W. It's kind of a disorganized circulation center. You see it's elongated north to south, and then that trough extends off toward the east, passing north of Pompeii and Kosrae. So it's disorganized, but we're seeing a lot of stronger winds pumping in from the southwest across southern Chuk State, Pompeii State, and across Kosrae. So we do have a special weather statement in effect for Yap State, Chuk, Pompeii, and Kosrae states, just detailing the stronger winds, the potential for showers and thunderstorms because of the presence of 90W over there. So our concern is for inter-island travel across Micronesia for now. What it means for us, we have to watch this closely because there's some model forecasts, some of the numerical models do bring this 90W in some form over the Mariana Islands next week around Tuesday, Wednesday. And keep in mind, Tuesday is Guam's Liberation Day. So it's a big holiday here on Monday and Tuesday. And so, again, it's just a busy pattern for another holiday that might be rained out, but that remains speculative. There's not a lot of model support right now bringing this over the islands, and I know there's a little bit of angst and stress over this because it's another system. But right now, this disturbance is centered right about here, but you notice all the heavy showers and thunderstorms is off to the west. And so this indicates that we're having a little bit of a shear, and tropical cyclones don't like shear. And so what is wind shear? Well, you have calm winds at the surface, but at the upper levels of the atmosphere, the winds are pushing in from this direction, moving the showers and thunderstorms off of that center. So ideally, you would have the center here, and the showers and thunderstorms would be all around that center. Think of a donut. You want it to be perfectly stacked. Like a donut, and I think I have one somewhere over here. And Bobby was like that. It's when you have everything is perfectly symmetrical. We don't have that right now, and so that's the good news in the near term, that this thing is going to have to overcome some challenges over the next 24 to 36 hours to have any significant development. But where does it go from here? Again, some of the models push it. A lot of the models are pushing it toward the northeast, and then weakening. And so that's one of several scenarios. Other scenarios have it going toward the northeast and then starting to hook over, coming to our region. Other models have it drifting slowly westward and then developing near Yap proper into the Philippine Sea. So there's quite a spread at this time. And this is why I urge people, don't put all your stresses and anxieties on one single forecast model that you see on your cell phone on the weather apps, because you're going to see people sharing that one model that brings it to the island. And that is a possibility, but it's not a guarantee. And so it's still very early, and it really depends on what is happening down here. Where is it going to be going? This way, or that way? There's a lot of possibilities. So for the Mariana Islands, for Guam and Sinai, we have to watch this one closely, but don't stress over it. If this does become a threat for the Mariana Islands, we'll cross that bridge together. But keep an eye on it, keep up to date with weather forecasting conditions, and again, focus on the repairs and recovery, but be ready to go to a prepare mode if you have to, if this becomes a threat to us. And again, it's just too early to see if this is going to be a threat for us. We'll have to watch it closely.
Hey, speaking of watching things closely, how about that little puffball off to the right of that low over there by the 160-degree line? Yeah.
That one right there. Yeah, this is just a cluster of showers and thunderstorms on the far periphery of that system. So we have a little bit of convergence coming on right about here with this kind of the speed convergence. And so we'll see these little clusters of showers and thunderstorms emerge from time to time, but not a separate circulation at this point.
Well, I can tell you, we didn't take down the boards from the house before we left, because you never know with the way these weather patterns have been going. And as you said, you got to be prepared for all this stuff. And as much as we want to wish these things away, this is the year for it, right? You were saying that we're looking at potentially like up to 5 of these this year. Big storms?
Yeah, we're looking at 4 to 7 named storms. That's tropical storms and typhoons, and up to 3 to 5 of those could be typhoons. And so we've had quite a bit of activity across the region, and we're not even peak season yet. So maintain that general state of awareness, preparedness, because since Sinlaku in April, it feels like every week's been a different threat, a different disturbance, and we can realistically see upwards of 150 tropical disturbances this year somewhere in the region. But keep in mind, of those 150 disturbances, not every one of those developed. 98 came, it went. 97 came and it went. They did not develop, even though some of the long-range models showed something spinning up from it. I think 97W, when it was in the Marshall Islands, the long-range projections a couple weeks ago showed it developing to a typhoon passing through the islands. That never happened. So keep that in mind, and this is why I urge caution when sharing these images and graphics from different weather apps. Those are forecast solutions, and they're one of several different forecast solutions and possibilities. They are not guarantees. So keep that in the back of your mind. Eventually, we're going to have another bona fide threat come to our region, but not every disturbance is going to be a dire threat to us.
Well, that's a good thing. That's what we would hope for anyway, that not everything is a direct threat to us. This one, you said it's going to be a little bit of a while before we figure anything out. And we got the benefit of this thing getting a haircut. The shear is going through and taking care of this thing for right now. But if based on the way that weather is moving, whatever it turns out to be, you imagine we're going to get a little bit of wind and rain as a result.
Yeah, if this comes to our area, and again, it could pass up this way and stay to our east. Keep in mind, this is the island chain right there. It could stay up to our east. If it does, we'll probably see more of the monsoon get enhanced across the region. If it does come our way, then we'll see a little bit more impacts, more of a tropical system push through. But if it pushes off toward the Philippine Sea, it'll be more of a trade wind flow because we're going to see those winds come up across the area like that. So there's a lot of possibilities, but we're looking at around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week for it to do something. But right now, this is something that people should not be stressed and anxious about. I know some of the model speculations do show something through the region, something significant, but that is one of only several different model solutions at this point. So don't stress it, but stay tuned. If this is going to be an emerging threat, then we will cross that bridge together, but it's just too early to conclude that just yet.
Well, speaking of models, there's a comment from Madonna Meads. It says, "Mom says hi to Brad and Landon." How about that? That's a great
Oh, I do
comment.
have to tell her, Madonna Meads, it was her birthday on July 6th. So while we were dealing with a monster typhoon, it was her birthday.
Oh,
So happy birthday, Mom. I tried to call you twice yesterday, but the phone went silent, so I don't know what was up.
she's not answering
So
because you didn't call her on July
call me.
6th. That's what happened. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she wasn't in my queue on that day.
That's awesome. Well, happy birthday, Mom. That's so great. And hey, now you got about 11 days to kind of relax, or 10 days based on our time out here in the mainland right now to kind of enjoy
Yeah,
it a little bit. I know you got other stuff you got to hop to today. You got some other hot dates to talk about weather stuff. And we kind of
yeah.
put this together pretty quick, so I really appreciate you, being able to get this together. Before we get out of here, I know that your job is the weather for this region, but I think that you're just a student of things happening all over. Seeing some massive floods over there in Texas right now. We're seeing that crazy heat dome over there in Europe, and right now, if you can't see me because I only have one camera going. I can't get the other one to get you yet. But the sky was right now, it's kind of clear, although it looks cloudy, but it's not cloudy. It's all smoke from these wildfires. And this morning, the whole area, you can't look anywhere. It looks like we are in a deep fog, but it's a campfire fog.
I think they had a movie based in New England. It was called The Fog,
Oh
some
yeah,
horror thriller. Make sure that's not playing out right now. We
yep.
want to make sure you're safe.
I
Don't leave
saw.
the grocery store.
Was it the fog or the mist? I saw the movie.
It might be the mist. I don't
Yes.
know. They
But
probably. Maybe this is the haze. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, going around today and breathing it, I mean, I'm outside because I wanted to, because it's still a relatively nice temperature and everything, but they've
Yeah.
got the air quality numbers. You're probably really familiar with those things. I'm not. I know. I think they said like bad is over 200, and today it was like over 240 or something.
Yeah. You have to filter that stuff before you breathe in. You're gonna be chewing the atmosphere. But yeah, dense smoke advisory, air quality alert, hazardous weather outlook, all for the Buffalo, New York area. So yeah, it's quite some interesting stuff over there going on with the Canadian fires. Had a little bit of smoke over at my house. So when you said you're smelling the Canadian fires, I thought you were joking. I was like, yeah, I must be having it too on Guam. And then I realized it's over New York. So my
Yeah.
smoke was unrelated to Canada.
Yeah, Selena saying the smoke is bad, all caps, in Chicago too right now. That's where she's at.
Yeah.
Great to see you, by the way, Selena. And Daryl Hart saying, "Hey, hope your hometown is treating you well, Brad. Go Bills!" So, um, all right, well, thanks for this weather update. So again, to recap, hey, it's nothing to stress out about right now, but it is something that we should be prepared for, just in case. But this
Yeah.
is not your Landon warning. This is just your Landon regular everyday. Hey, be prepared.
Yeah. Just maintain that awareness. We'll be watching it closely while it's in Micronesia. Again, the special weather statements are in effect right now, just for Micronesia to detail the inclement weather conditions, especially for the mariners. We want to make sure there's zero lives lost, especially from boating incidents between the islands. But otherwise, we'll watch it closely. Again, not a stressful situation, but something to watch and maintain a general state of preparedness. And if it does escalate into something that we have to be concerned about, we will make it very widely known.
Awesome. Well, I mean, we can always count on you and the experts at the National Weather Service. Well, you're better than an app. You're above the curve. I don't know. I'm a little weak on this right now,
Think
but
about that.
I will. All right. Well, hey, thanks, Landon. Good luck with your next interviews this morning.
Yeah, we'll see.
And next time we'll
Talk
talk
soon, bud.
about donuts. I got donuts here too.
Oh my gosh, bring some Krispy Kreme back.
Oh, I
That's my
okay.
plan B. If the weather falls through, I'll open up a Krispy Kreme over here with the conveyor belt and all that good
How
stuff.
does Guam not have a Krispy Kreme? You have all the big stuff.
I don't know. It's just something lacking from society here, and we need it.
Hey, I'll give you one thing. You travel a lot. I want to give you a cheat code for the airlines. Uh, I
Ooh.
I got we one of our sponsors, of course, is Great Harvest Bread Company. They're amazing. So I planned it out perfectly because for each leg, the Saipan, the Guam leg, smaller flight crew. So I got one bag of six of those blueberry cream cheese scones. Then from Guam to Tokyo, I know it's gonna have a bigger crew, so I got two bags. And then for Tokyo to Newark, two more bags, and then from Newark to Buffalo, one bag. And I gave it to them when I walked on the plane. I brought them with me. The flight crew loved these things, and they treated me like a king the entire way. Every one of them came up and said thanks during the thing, and they wouldn't have otherwise known like who that guy in Rando seat is. So I'm telling you,
But they
this
know
is
you
your
now.
if you're coming to Saipan, you pick up that stuff. I don't know if you've got something particular like that in Guam that you guys can hand off at all those
S'more
places.
chip cookies. Those are
See,
my favorites.
no, those are good. They're delicious. All right, now I'll really let you go.
Kindness matters.
Yeah,
I think that's a great point.
it definitely works. All right, well, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for being so kind and giving us the time to get this stuff out there to our community.
All right. If you get a chance, if you can get in a barrel and go off the Niagara Falls for me and get a video, I've always wanted to experience that,
Oh,
but I think you're going to be the closest opportunity I get. So
hey,
if it happens,
we're not gonna do the barrel, but we are gonna do the Maid of the Mist while we're here.
okay, that's a close second. I'll
Yeah.
I'll concede.
All right. Great. Hey, if there's anything you can think of that you want to get from out here, give me a heads up. And
Okay.
I don't know, whatever it is. If you're more of a magnet guy, I know you're a donut guy. But if there's something I can get for you, I will do it.
Definitely a good magnet, or if there's any good New York-based coffee without the Canadian smoke,
Oh,
maybe
deal. All right.
maybe Canadian bacon coffee. I don't know.
No, I was at an amazing. So I was looking at different places to get my work done out here, And there's this place that's like you would never find it. A tourist wouldn't find it. Locals would have a hard time finding it. I'd never even heard of it. It's called the Great Lakes Coffee. Hold on, I gotta zoom in on it. Great Lakes Coffee Roasters, and they have a ton
Mm,
of different coffees. Do you like the lighter coffees or the darker coffees?
the stronger the best.
Okay, I'll make sure. St. Clair is one of those that they got. That's a real good one. And I'll get next time you come to Saipan. I also got Daily Joy coffee, which is something from Bea Cabrera. But we'll talk more about that later.
Good. Stay away from the lettuce while you're over there.
The lettuce. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I just Googled lettuce.
All right. I will Google lettuce. All right, deal. I will. All right. Well, thanks, Landon. Always got us taken care of over here in the CNMI, and now all the way over here in Western New York. It is 716 day over here still, and but it is Friday the 17th out there in the Marianas. Well, Landon,
Yes.
so there we go. Les, we'll find out more about all of that later. I guess maybe we'll have a special in-depth study on the powers and dangers of lettuce later. All right. Hey, folks, we're going to be back. Don't worry. I'm just going to put you on this little magical screen, but don't worry about it. I'm going to play a little music with this screen on. We'll be right back.
Talk soon, Brad.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
Okay, let's talk lettuce. I know what the lettuce is now. Oh my gosh, it's freaking nasty. All right, it's funny. I had seen some of those reports on all that stuff. I totally get it now. But thank God I don't got whatever the lettuce is giving people because that stuff is awful. Hey, we got some interesting stuff. We got a message from our U.S. Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines this morning for you guys to say, hey, guess what? Something good happened for the CNMI today. It said that her and her team, they have been knocking on all the doors in the Senate to get someone to oppose the what Rick Scott was trying to do. The senator from Florida. He was trying to get consent from everybody to get rid of that EVS tap. And that's kind of the lifeline, or at least the hope for some of the tourism that's supposed to be coming into to the CNMI, at least from China. And apparently, again, they knocked on all the doors, and they did get someone to be their voice in the Senate. So we're gonna hear how all that stuff worked out. Reached out to our Congresswoman when she gave us that heads up. I'm like, do you think we can get you on? She's got already something going on. She was going to see if they could reschedule, and I told her, I'm like, hey, no problem. Kind of last minute on our side as well. I want to make sure that, got to be understanding about all that stuff. If we could get her on and to talk about this stuff, it would be great. But hey, right now, I'm just glad that you guys are here. I want to say hi to you guys. Maggie Benali, all the way out there, say good morning. Good to see you too. And we got Vicky Camacho de la Cruz. Good morning to you too. Thanks for joining us. Clary Bissong is out here. Ali, great to see you. Also, we got Joaquin Tenorio Sablan says, Buenas, Brad. Great to see you. Aaron says, don't eat the lettuce. I'm with you. I got it. I promise I won't. Daryl says, Brad, please bring back Weber's mustard. All right. In fact, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to put it on my calendar right now to make sure that I do not leave this out. Bring back some Weber's mustard. I've got all kinds of stuff to bring back. I've got to tell you about the magic that is the mainland. You guys have no idea how amazing everything is out here. Now, everything is not perfect. I will give you that. Hold on. Weber's mustard. And I'm putting that on there so I could do that after the show. Look, you don't even have to go out shopping here in the mainland. It's crazy because you could just order it. While I was talking to Landon, I ordered the one little cable that I need, and I spent an extra $2.99 to make sure that it'll get here tonight. And I don't know how long it'll take to get here, but let me read to you. This blows me away. I'm telling you, I am not used to this. It told me that my order is already out for delivery. And then what they do, they show you where that thing is. Whatever that thing is that you ordered, they'll show you where it is and how many stops away it is before it gets to you. Man, it is just incredible that you can get all this stuff. So here, right now, it is. Hold on, let's see, what time is it here locally? Here it should be 5:30, right? Yeah, so here it's 5:30 p.m. Um, I ordered this about 15 minutes ago. It says it will be here by 8 p.m. here. Now, that doesn't mean that's when it's actually going to get here, but it could get here before that. It's already ordered and it's already packed at the facility. It doesn't say it's out for delivery just yet, but that's it. So I paid an extra delivery fee of, okay, I spent $5. I was hoping just for kicks. It's the only time I'll probably put a rush on something, and maybe that's what everybody says. But I don't want to make a habit of spending money on those kind of things. But if we're able to, uh, if we're able to get that stuff in by the show, I want to try to have the camera on that I've got over here. That'll help with some of that. Um, yeah, no kidding. It's crazy. It is crazy. If we can do something like that in Saipan, I don't know how it would work. Oh, payday bars. You like those? Oh, isn't that the chocolate covered peanuts? Are they covered in chocolate? I remember those. They also used to come with a nickel inside every payday bar. I remember that. There was a nickel in there. In fact, I don't even remember there being chocolate coated, just peanuts on top of some kind of caramel or something. Um, but anyway, um, I spent that $5 just to see if it would make it there for that, so we could bring that in time for the show. I don't want to make it a habit of spending $5 to try to get something here rushed, but isn't it just amazing? Like I, before I left, like a week before I left, I got a pair of running shoes that I had ordered. So I got them in July. I ordered them on April 19th. And I'm cool with that. I am totally cool with things getting there slower. I know how it works in the Marianas. I know we're halfway around the world and that things just take longer. And I am fine with it. I am totally fine. But this is pretty cool. Oh, it just hit me. It just says it's out for delivery. I'm not kidding. I just got while we were talking. Oh my God. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe, like, this. Here it is right there. Boom. Finished packing. And here it is. It says arriving by 8 p.m. Now, I don't know where these magical warehouses are, where this stuff is, but I'm looking at it right now. It's on the 90. The 90 goes for any of you guys living in the Pacific Northwest or anywhere in between there and here. The 90 goes all the way across the country, right? So from New York City to here, you could take the 90 all the way across. Well, right now I am 3 stops away. Let's see how long it takes. I can't believe it. I am 3 stops away from this driver. Safor will deliver my package. If he gets it here on time, that's pretty awesome. Because here's what I ended up doing. And good morning, Senator Selena. Great to see you. And Maggie, all right, Maggie, I'm going to get your payday bars. I got to see if I can. Oh, that's another thing, too. I'll get back into it. I just want to put this in my calendar. Payday. I don't remember what year it was the last time I bought payday bar. Hold on. Payday bars. Do we not get them in Saipan? Do we not get those in the Marianas? Well, whatever. I got them on my list, so I'm going to order a couple of things when I go to the store. Weber's mustard will be one, and your payday bars will be the other one. But the selection of everything. You know, they call America the land of plenty. And, you know, even my kids have been here, but it's been years. So this is the first time they've been here as like young I don't want to say adults, but as teenagers, let's just say that. And they're blown away by the portions of everything when we order them. The portions of the ice cream. Oh gosh, the ice cream here, incredible. But you know, New York's got all these dairy cows. We went to Antoinette's Sweets just a little bit ago. They've been around since 1915, and they make their own ice cream and everything. So we got that. Their milkshake's incredible. But again, the portion sizes are gigantic, and man, I can't believe anybody could complain about any of this stuff, about having absolutely everything that you could ever want in the snap of a finger. It's here, and now you don't even have to go to get it. Now it comes to you. Kathy was telling me when she got out here first about how they when they went to Washington, they went out shopping like for food for the next day, and they like, oh, we forgot, it was nighttime already. They're like, oh, we forgot to get eggs for breakfast tomorrow. Well, let's go. And their sister's like, no, we'll just order them on Amazon. They're like, what? Yeah, so it'll get here by the morning. So they just drop that off. Your eggs, they'll drop them off, and then you can make your breakfast in the morning with the stuff that you ordered on Amazon. It's crazy. The other thing is, the other things that you get used to living out in Saipan, because it's a great place, and you choose what you want to deal with, right? And like we have summer all year round. We get the best weather all year round, and so that's that's what I love. You know, I love that we have the great people and the great weather. That we got the great food and everything. Of course, we got some great storms, but you can't leave stuff out because it's hot all the time. Unless you're air conditioning your house, you can't leave stuff on the counter, right? Because it'll melt. One, if it's like chocolate or if it's like something, anything that the heat will crush, right? But there's also not, and I keep our place, we keep our place as clean as we can possibly keep it. I'm telling you, like I am anti insects, big time. I'll nuke them too, and I feel great about it. But if you leave stuff out on the counter, that stuff that might walk away. Let's be fair. That could walk away, little by little pieces. They're gonna walk away. Whether something big's gonna come in through a screen, or the little ants, or you name it. But here, I can't believe like my mom could leave like cookies on the counter. Oh, and because it's not too hot and it's essentially air conditioned, they just got grapes that they'll wash in a bowl and just leave them out there, and they're still kind of cold. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Anyway, I don't want it. I don't want to have all the other stuff that goes on here. And I'll give you here's another tip, right? Um, and then you have ants out here too, right? But they got like those carpenter ants and all that stuff. Anyway, so let's talk about some of the other stuff, the quality of life of what we have that's so much better, the relative safety of the home that we live in the Marianas compared to like out here. You know, we're really thinking a lot about all that stuff that's happening in the region. You think about like the adversaries and all that other stuff. Here, they got some crazy people out here, and I'll tell you, I might be one of them. But they've got crazy people out here too, to where like they have to make sure their schools are locked up. I went to go visit my old high school today. I couldn't get in. I went in and said, "Hey, I just want to take my kids through the halls and like show them. I mean, it's summer break for them, right? Can I get someone to take me around? Oh, you know, the principal's not here. You got to do it through the superintendent." And like the superintendent, by the way, is someone who also went to school there. He was a class younger than ours. And then you know, I've got friends who are there, and you got to. I would I would imagine they wouldn't just let you roam through the halls, but you can't even get in the door. Like it's just locked. Period. To even get in the office, they won't let you in the office past the foyer. It's crazy. It's like it's even before the foyer. It is just some glass doors that you can't get through. Uh, and they have to do that because the world out here is crazy where they have those school shootings and stuff like that. Not in this town, thank goodness, but you never know. So that's why they do it. And now we were able to still go around the campus and check everything out. But can you imagine that? Like that's something that you'd have to consider if you were ever thinking about um, moving to the land of plenty. I mean, those are some of those trade-offs. What is the relative peace and safety of your neighborhood? I mean, we have all those things about right now, like after the storm, right? Those Sakis, right? The folks are from Crime Stoppers told us about that one guy they're looking for. And so we've got that on our page and on our website and all that stuff. They got guys that they're looking for probably out here too, but because our community is so small, you just don't hear about it. And if somebody were to break into one of the houses in this neighborhood out here, people would lose it and the word would get out pretty quick and the police would probably be on it. But then also, there's a lot of different police force out here, different types of police. You've got your village police. So right here, you got the village of Depew, right? You can get the Erie County cops could pass through here anytime. The New York State troopers could come through here at any time. Uh, Lancaster is right next door. There's all kinds of folks all over the place. There's all kinds of different law enforcement folks out here now, and they're all funded by their different townships. So, like the village of Depew, which is where I live, has its own police force. It's got its own school district, and their property taxes pay for their schools and their own. Imagine a DPW in each village, with its own head, and it's elected by their own people. Yeah, they have that in each village. The amount of political overhead we would have if we had a DPW, if we had like a San Vicente DPW, if we had a Tenapex DPW. I know it's crazy. It's impossible to manage. It makes sense that we have one just based on the size of what we got. But imagine if we had village police. Like, you don't want to mess around with like Asthma Twist PD. Those guys up on the hill, they don't stand for it. Like whatever it is. Like, could you imagine if they had people who were like just dedicated to those specific regions, those specific villages? And then maybe, but they don't work for free. You got to fund it. So they would have to fund it by those kind of taxes for all that. So, oh my goodness, says Alpha Day Brad from Seattle, Washington, Super Bowl champs. Oh, yeah, it must be nice, man. You got two of them. 2-1 sounds a whole. You're 2-2. Sounds a lot better than 0-4. I know. But at least our four were together. Bruce Camacho out there. Good man. Good to see you, man. He says, yeah, the size and the funding. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is. The idea of trying to put that stuff together, the funding would be massive. And who's ready to pay for that? And how would you tax it? Property tax. Who's ready to start paying property tax? Probably nobody. Nobody. Because the property tax is a tax on the locals. Period. Right? That's it. Property tax is a tax on the locals. And so in the CNMI, all those landowners would be the ones getting hit unless they tweak it to where the lessee is the one who pays for the property tax. Again, that's a tough one. Oh, 2 of 3 because we gave that one to Brady. Yeah, so no, that's what I'm thinking of. So remember, you got the Brady game, right? Talk about the Seahawks again. Fred just popped in. But so check it out. You've got, remember, the loss to the Steelers. And then you got the win against the Broncos. And then the loss against the Patriots. And then you just won. So you're 2 of 4, right? Am I missing something? Because you got 2 of the Wilson era, and you got 1 from Hasselbeck, and you got 1 from Darnold. So that's 4. I think you're 2 of 4. Unless you forgot the Steelers one. This is some nice iced tea. Nice and cool out here. Just refreshing. So here's something else that's crazy. Right now, in Saipan, on Friday morning, it is 7:44 in the morning, right? This is normally like about 15 minutes into our show, right? Out here, it's 5:44 p.m. and the sun's still up. No big deal. The sun stays up here really late. You'll notice it get darker later. Of course, that's how it works. But like 9:45, it's still bright over here. Like it's still, you don't need, you should probably have your headlights on. But 9:45 at night is like about the time it's like sunset time. So it's nuts. Yeah. And Bruce, you're right. It's almost preseason for sure. Yeah. So that's it. Tutao, Tutao, Henry, good to see you. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hey, by the way, if you are just tuning in and you missed some of it earlier, we had Landon on with us, and he was telling us that this storm, this 90W, right now, he said it's nothing to be worried about. So remember that it's nothing to be worried about. They'll do all the worrying for us and everything, but they got to see what happens. Right now, I mean, we're going to end up probably getting some kind of wind and rain out of whatever it is to become. But right now, again, it's not a big deal. Bruce says, good time to grab buffalo wings. Oh, man. So I had this conversation with our kids that here they're not called buffalo wings. Here they are just chicken wings. That's it. And oh my God, are they expensive? They used to be the throwaway parts of the chicken. And now, their popularity is everywhere. And so you're paying more than $1 a chicken wing. But in Lancaster, down in on Central Avenue in Lancaster, the town of Lancaster, just a block away from the historic Lancaster Opera House, is a place called Scoob's. They've got 69-cent chicken wings. I'm like, bam. And I've been eating them. Not at that place yet. I haven't been there yet. But went to the Anchor Bar. The Anchor Bar is where chicken wings, that's the birthplace of them. So we went there. Holy cow, the price is crazy. The price is crazy these days out here. I don't know if it's the value of the dollar or because everything else happened. Maybe it's because of China. Maybe the war that we're winning with Iran. Whatever, I know. I don't have to get into all that. But whatever it is, prices aren't cheap. But we had beef on weck, and that's roast beef, which is, thinly sliced roast beef, prime rib, with great stuff, on a Kimmelweck roll. And that's something unique to here, too. It's got this salt and these Kimmelweck seeds that they put on the top of these rolls. It's awesome. Some of them have like the dipping sauce. You don't almost call it like your own buffalo finadene. And then, so that is a unique sandwich to buffalo. So beef on weck. And as a side, we added chicken wings. Oh, so good. Like incredibly good. And then the beer here, which after this is done today, I'm going to do this. There's a million different beers here, and there's so many different places that brew their own beer. It's incredible. I'm a big fan of the Ellicottville Brewing Company. And Ellicottville is a town about 45 minutes south of here, and it's a ski town, believe it or not, that there's a ski town here. Yeah, New York is not flat and high rises everywhere with Niagara Falls over on one side. No, there's mountains, and you can ski in the winter, and it's not cold enough all year round. It's not that tall. But in Ellicottville, they've got their own brew company, and you like Sam Adams makes cherry wheat. They make a blueberry wheat, and it's freaking amazing. When you order it on tap at the different bars and restaurants here, they also put in about 4 or 5 blueberries. So by the time you get to the bottom of that glass and you eat those blueberries, they're amazing. So that's just the one local beer that I totally glommed onto since I got back here. So it's great. So now here's some other stuff that's going on. Today is 716 Day here in Buffalo. It is the area code of Western New York is 716. So it's kind of just Buffalo Day. It's 716 Day. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. A lot of stuff got canceled because of these wildfires in Canada. Now, there's no risk of us catching embers or flames or any of that stuff. No, but the smoke content here is crazy. That what you're looking at behind me is not just backlit, although it is extremely backlit. It is the haze from these wildfires. In fact, like out here, it's normally just this clean, fresh, pure air. Like we have amazing air that we breathe in Saipan, and I can't wait to feel it again. But here, we're in Saipan, we get that nice ocean air, that nice fresh off the sea. We get this fresh air that comes in off of the Great Lakes, and it's not salty. So it's still very fresh, and it's got a different taste, if that makes any sense to it. when you inhale it and you breathe it in. It's just unique to here. And just until we got this haze 2 days ago, um, it was super clear and super clean, and it just tasted great. Just to breathe the air over here. Well, anyway, we got to deal with this now, like anything else, I guess. But keep coming. You got any other questions or ideas or stuff like that? Just lay them on me, and we will get at them for sure. And let's see. Man, oh yeah, we could talk about that stuff too. You guys want to talk about the CUC stuff? Because I'm down. I'm game. I've been watching the videos. If you want us to watch it together, hold on. How long do I have to embargo this till? The 17th. Oh, hold on. All right. I got something I just can't share yet until the 17th here. Said, yeah, that fresh air in Washington State as well. Hey, I'm not kidding. I got something for you on the fresh air in Washington State. When we were on deployment to Southwest Asia, out in like Saudi and all that other stuff, first of all, saw nothing but, brown and tan and rocks and sand and all that other stuff. When we flew back into Washington, when I was at Fort Lewis, I was stationed at Fort Lewis. We landed in McChord Air Force Base. Now it's Joint Base Lewis McChord. The first thing, as soon as they opened the door of the plane, you could smell the pine trees in Washington. I'm telling you, as soon as they cracked that door open, and it wasn't like the new car smell, little trees that you got dangling from the window or from the mirror. It was amazing, and I couldn't believe how much I took for granted how beautiful that place was and how great that air was. So you're right. Oh, fresh cherries, fresh everything. Are you kidding? My mom's got so many fresh fruits here, and the milk. I had to have my kids try the milk. The New York has also got amazing dairy farms, so it's like, hey, I'm used to it. Again, this is not comparing about who's cooler or any of that stuff, because I know what I got in Saipan. I love it. But the milk here is so good. And there's so many types of fresh milk here and everything. Oh, and the donuts. I'm sorry, Winchell's. Winchell's, no. My little bakery at my grocery store, that's like not even a mile away, about a half mile over across Transit Road. Peanut donuts. Nobody makes peanut donuts in Saipan. I want to teach them how to make it. They're so good. I really, really would love to do it. Because I get those peanut donuts in the morning. I like them with coffee, but I like dipping them in the milk. And then after the donut's gone, drinking all that glass of milk. That's it. That fresh stuff. Like, this is not going to do good for the abs, but it certainly is great. It's okay. My kids are exercising for us. They're in a soccer camp right now. And I didn't go today because I want to get this show on today, because I want to make sure we got landed on to talk about that weather stuff. And that's okay. They're not going to miss me while they're doing all that stuff. But it's worth indulging a little bit in just some of the things. In fact, Kathy's like, when we go out, I just want to order stuff that we can't get back home. I don't want to drink a single beer in a bottle. I just want to draft, because there's draft beer everywhere here and it's great. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Whatever we want to do, we're able to just enjoy it a little bit. And one of the reasons why we're able to do is because my parents are just great hosts, letting us stay here. And we should talk about that. I'm going to talk about my parents. First of all, love them. And when you live this far away, the changes aren't as gradual. You see things in chunks of time in person, and some things are hard to adjust to. And everyone, I think, deals with that in their own way. I'm not great at dealing with it. I figure my parents will be there forever. But that's really kind of a fantasy land thought. But anyway, we're able to, yeah, I know. But we're able to be here with them and spend some time with them and everything like that. And then I'd like to bring my dad on for this. Now, my dad, he is in his 70s, and I don't mean like 71. This year in November, he is going to turn 70. Oh my God. Is he 78 this year? No. He's turned 78 this year. Wow. And he is right now, where is he? He's umpiring. My dad, who was a great athlete growing up, played sports all the way through his 40s, screwed up his knee for a little bit and then got back, taught us how to play hockey. He was our hockey coach and all of that. But anyway, my dad, 78, been a cancer patient for at least the last 5 years with all these treatments, and he's still umpiring. And it's awesome. And he umpires the softball leagues out here. And I can't wait to get him on the show with you guys to get to see him. I want to talk to him about it. You know, today we went for his treatment and his checkup today. And well, that's something I'll be battling and dealing with all that. He's doing great. Can Dad come umpire here? We need umpires. I'll tell you what, he'd love it. He would love it for sure. Yeah, he would love it. But at 78, he's still doing it, and he loves it, and he knows the guys, and so you know that's it. So I'd love to have my parents on and talk about this and talk about what it's like for them, and then you know they're still living in my childhood home, and they've got that like stability, and then they've made some improvements on here and all that other stuff. It's it's kind of neat to come back home. It's tough to see them age in chunks, but and I wish my kids could have gotten to know them when they were a little bit younger, when they could see like active grandpa, you know, um, but you know, they're loving what they got right now, and at least they'll appreciate these. The last time my parents have come out twice or three times, and the last time was just about 3 years ago. But the last time that my kids were here, I want to say it was about 7, 8 years ago, and they were really young, and their memories of it. They remember the snow, but they don't remember all of this. So this is going to be one that they'll take away. This is the one that's going to kind of embed some of those memories with my parents and the activities, and then what they got to do out here, like the theme parks. Boy, I know that came in loud for you guys because it just blew my eardrums out. Sorry. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, this is it. This is the call by the Senate. Ah, man, I was gonna put that out to you guys later, but it's out. I will post this today. See if I can't mute this anyway, so it's not as loud. Anyhow, notifications. There we go. And let's turn this up. Messages. No. Sorry. When I logged in over here. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep the incoming calls going. That's no problem. All right. There you go. I got my ears blown out a couple times while talking to you. So this is the time that they're going to remember all this stuff and take all these experiences back, and they'll be able to enjoy it a little bit, and remember, coming here and what it's like, and enjoying all these activities, like what I was just talking about, the theme parks. Like they got to go, and this is before I got here because I extended my trip. I didn't extend. I postponed my trip after Bobby. Kathy got to take him to one of the theme parks that I used to go to when I was growing up that I loved, Darien Lake. Awesome. They got to go to all kinds of other events that were happening here. And so I started taking around to like just some of my memories, my little spots and the activities I like. I didn't get to take them downtown yet, but that's going to be one of the next ones. Show them some of the haunts and the good folks from the Buffalo Bisons, AAA baseball, Louisa, talk about baseball and umpiring and all that stuff. Now, if you go back 7 years ago, my parents had their 50th wedding anniversary. And I put together. I was gonna come here. It ended up falling through, but I was still able to put all this stuff together with the Buffalo Bison's AAA baseball team, the farm club for the Blue Jays. Now they we got a private box for them, really nice place. Paid for all the drinks and all the food and all this other stuff, and got matching Buffalo Bison's jerseys with number 50 for my mom and for my dad. And they got to come out and throw the first pitch for this game. Awesome, right? With our whole family and extended family up there in the box, aunts and uncles, you name it, cousins, all in the box, had a wonderful time. So the same team, the Buffalo Bisons, I reached out to them for NMI News Service stuff. Said, hey, I shared with them some of those stories and how we were season ticket holders back in the old days and all that other stuff. What can you do? They're like, all right, Brad, I got tickets for you, and we're going to do an interview, and I'm going to try to get there on the field before the game for the warm-ups, maybe talk to a couple of players while they're getting loose and all that stuff, and I think it would be kind of neat. And that would be next Friday. For you guys at home, it would be Saturday morning, but it's called the Friday Night Bash. It's going to be on the 25th, and I'm really looking forward to be able to bring that to you guys. It's real professional baseball players. Some guys, might make it up to the major leagues, and it's in my hometown. It's a really cool backdrop, and you got some ideas about it, let me go. Relocate? I'm not relocating. I can't. Mm. Now I'll tell you why also. Because what we got in Saipan is special. Like what all these advantages out here. I'm talking about like shopping and all that other stuff. Saipan is different. And it's the whole Marianas, I know, but like Saipan's different. It's the right size. In fact, it helps coming out here to visit really helps me with Saipan. It shows me how much why Saipan's better, even though we got all the cool stuff like you can get like in a snap here. You can be a more productive part of your community in Saipan than you can here, because here you got all these different levels of government you have to deal with, and you can almost feel like it's impossible to deal with it. That's a good question. That is a good question that just came in. Do they have power in Buffalo? Asking for a friend. Yes, they do. Okay, that's fair. But look, the amount of political things you have to get through to get something done is tough, because you can fight real hard to get through your town stuff, but then you have to fight through your county stuff, and then you got to fight through your state stuff. Not to mention whatever the national level stuff is, right? If you really want to get something changed, because if they could just fall back on, well, I can't do anything about it because that's a county rule, or I got to do so much because that's a state rule. You have to fight through a lot of levels to get through all that stuff. Where here, when you do all that stuff, you also don't know all these people. This village of Depew, let's find out just for kicks. I don't know this answer. We're going to Google it. Okay. Population, village of Depew, New York. Just for kicks. Population. Wow. It's pretty small. The village of Depew is about 15,000 people based on the most current census. All right, let's try that. Now let's see Lancaster. And Lancaster, about, oh my God. Okay, so check this out. There's two things. There's the village of Lancaster and there's the town of Lancaster. When you add them both together, you get about 45,000. That's the Marianas. That is the Marianas right there. Now it's easier because for people to come back and forth and move through, so you don't have all the isolation issues that we would have in the Marianas. But for the CNMI, that's amazing. You got 45,000 roughly. Wow. How about that? Now you can get stuff done. And now, so people don't get it here. I learned this in life because of the Marianas. And by the way, I got interviewed for a book about 13 years ago I told him I became a better American because I live in the Marianas, because I get to know how these processes work, and I get to know how you can get things done politically, and follow that chain and all that stuff, and see it through instead of just complaining. The town. The county. No, you can actually make a difference if you take the steps to go and meet these guys instead of having it just be like the old boys club or something like that. Well, anyhow, so maybe it would be doable here. But like if you want to change a law, you want to change a rule, then you got to get known and all that other stuff. And that's just for here. And how significant is it? Do you want to be a champion for some town, or do you want to be for the big region? It's simpler for me. I can wrap my brain around doing stuff in Saipan, Tinian, and Rota and Northern Islands a lot easier than I can trying to wrap my brain around trying to do something out here. It's just too big. And the mechanisms to do all that stuff, I just think that it's easier to make stuff work. The other problem is though, now finding more people who want to do the right thing and finding more people who want to take an active part in it. That's like when people are like running for office that you haven't heard of, and you get some people to write them off, say, he's never done anything like this before. No crap. It's got to start somewhere. Somebody's got to do that. There's people in all kinds of jobs right now. There's teachers, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's guys who cut grass, there's guys who do odd jobs who would be damn fine legislators, or senators or representatives, municipal council members, if they wanted to do it. They would be great. And it's not because that they should be graded, or they shouldn't be graded on it just because they've got time doing it before. No. That's what makes Saipan cool. Because if you want to be that person, you can. I don't know why people don't step up and do all that stuff, but you should support anybody, even if you don't agree with them politically all the time. You still got, at least, this is why I give so much respect to people who do run for office, because they give enough of a crap to do something in their hometown where they live to try to make a difference. They might not do it right, and they'll deserve criticism if they screw up, for sure. But the fact that they are stepping up to do it, and by the way, I know some people hate to hear it, but $32,000 a year is not a whole lot of money for a legislator. We got to fix a whole bunch of stuff. And I think coming here and seeing some of this stuff is helping me try to put it together, because trying to fix everything is impossible, right? You can't. And by the way, you don't want one person to fix everything, even if they do have it right. But I think this is the year that we can make some real changes, and not for the sake of changes. Our annual budget for the Commonwealth is about to be about $100 million. Sounds like pretty good money, right? But it's compared to, where we were, 10 years ago. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like not even half. But we still have the same number of representatives, same number of senators. We have, and our population has gone down quite a bit, and it's still going down. And we have the same number of schools and the same number of teachers. It's going to be a very difficult year. Right now, we're witnessing our senators and our representatives going back and forth, our senior leadership. And the hardest thing is, it's easily deflected by saying, because they're political opponents and they've got different ideologies. But the fact is, they're battling about money for retirees right now and the budget. And do they have it? Do they not have it? Our financial situation in the CNMI is not great. I'll tell you, it sucks. Someone needs to sack up and do something. And who's that going to be? Are any of these people that are running for office going to be those people? I can tell you what people have talked about candidates at the who are running for the top branch, and the people who are running for the Senate, and the people who are running for the legislature, and not all of them are flattering. There's we definitely need to have more than a conversation. You know what's really cool about this is that no matter how radical you get with the ideologies and the ideas of changing what we end up doing, what we think we need to do for the Commonwealth, there's always kind of a like if that way is Coke, there is Diet Coke that comes to the rescue, or Coke Zero. It kind of tastes like Coke, but it's not the same. There is a way to do it, I'm sure, that's not as drastic as what I'm thinking, but a real restructure of how we put our government to work for us. And it's not just about slashing jobs for the sake of slashing jobs, like a real educated approach of looking at it smartly, not just haphazardly saying, we're cutting this department, we're cutting that department. No, we have less people. So let's consolidate this stuff. Now, Governor Epstein has already started to do that with a couple of different agencies and divisions and all that stuff. And it seems like a pretty fine tip pen going through there on those things. But that concept of reducing the size of our government, I think, is something we need to really wrap our heads around. Is it a constitutional convention? Yeah, I guess, but it's such a massive thing. Like the first thing I'd want to do is go to a unicameral legislature. And the first thing, and I know how this works because we talk about it before, about you need to have bicameral because you need the representative legislature be representative of the people and where they live. And the Senate balances it out by giving equal representation within. But so one island doesn't get more than the other. But let's look at this in a little bit differently. Saipan is not trying to screw over Tinian. Saipan is not trying to screw over Rhoda. Period. That's just not the case. And the way that our government is set up by having that bicameral legislature, it's almost set up for failure for us. It comes with the basic look saying, hey, we want equality for all the islands. And yes, but the islands aren't different. They're the same. We're the same. And it shouldn't be a Saipan versus Tinian versus Rhoda kind of thing for anything. It's just that we're all the same. And is Saipan going to get more budget than Tinian and Rhoda? Absolutely. That doesn't mean Saipan's better, but there's way more people. If you got 1,500 people and you got 2,000 people, there's going to be a difference. If you only have to manage like a third of the island, that means all your expenses are going to be lower too. Of course, the scale is not going to be the same, but that doesn't mean that Tinian and Rhoda don't get equal treatment under the law and under the Commonwealth. There's no versus. We're all the same. That's what needs to change, and things will get done, and it'll get done quicker. And this stuff about going back and forth between the House and Senate, what a delay tactic, and then a bunch of finger pointing. And who gets screwed out of this? I mean, I think it's everybody. So just so that a few extra people can have jobs and influence and stuff like that, I think that everybody ends up paying more money for people who can just, play politics. I think that's something that can be a real game changer for us. And we'll be able to move things along quicker. Guam has 9 legislators. They have 9 senators. We have 29 legislators. For a population that's a quarter the size of Guam, we have triple the number of elected representatives in the House and Senate that have their own staff, that have their own expense accounts, that have their own vehicles, that have their own travel allowance, that have their own, you name it. And feel like somebody set us up to fail. But the people of the Commonwealth are too smart for that. The people of the Commonwealth are too bold to let that kind of stuff happen. Who's got the sack to make that change? And I would, because it's obvious that that's something that would be great for us. The question is, would that process and that person who would make that change and get that momentum going, would they be derailed by political parties who want to maintain control? Remains to be seen. Where are we at? How much is the minimum wage here? Good question. Let's find out. I don't know. I would imagine, so like anywhere, the state has a minimum wage, but then the federal minimum wage. So U.S. federal, I think it's like 7 something. Federal minimum wage is $7.25. That's the federal, right? How about New York State minimum wage? Oh my gosh. Are you ready for this? Holy smokes. As of January 1st, 2026, the minimum wage in New York State is $17 per hour in New York City, Long Island, Westchester County, and $16 per hour for the remainder of the state. Minimum wage in New York State is $16 an hour. Now, that might sound exciting for you, because it does. That's good. You know how much, I think that works out to like $32,000 a year for a full-time job. What does 16 an hour? There we go. I think it's 32. Yeah, it's $33,280. So minimum wage in New York State is more than our legislators make in the CNMI. Evelyn, there's your answer. Now, wait. Don't get blinded by that number. That minimum wage is $16 an hour. That $33,000, 280, is it 280? 33,280? Yeah, 33,280 a year if you're full time. The taxes will freaking kill you, and the other stuff here. To register your car, it's way more expensive. You pay property tax unless you're renting. But where you're renting is going to charge you your property tax. When you pay your taxes, you know how we pay taxes in the CNMI? We pay the lowest taxes in the entire nation. Right? We do. But here, you have to pay that federal tax and your New York State tax. And your New York State tax isn't nothing. The other thing is there's a sales tax. So when you go to the store to buy a $1 can of Busch Light, it's actually $1.08. There's sales tax on everything out here. If you buy stuff online, you have to pay a sales tax. And it'll hit before it gets to where you get there. When you're checking out of your eBay or your Amazon, you got to pay state tax. So it's cheaper for me to buy it in Saipan and wait forever to get that stuff. Because when I order it for delivery here, I got to pay that tax on everything. It sucks. The camera that's sitting right over there, that's why you have to weigh it about what what's good and what's better and all that other stuff. Oh, I'm just checking just because I still love this. I'm going to find out where we're at. I'm the next stop. It just hit me. I'm the next stop for this delivery. And so those other 2 stops, how far away are they? Let's find out. Safor, he's over there by Brickhouse Corners, by Allegheny Drive off the 90. I wonder if he hops on the 90 to make his way over here. This guy's going to get here before 8 o'clock, unless he goes and stops and grabs something to eat somewhere. By the way, it doesn't sound terrible. Oh, he's on the 90 now. Or it looks like he's making his way to the 90. This dude's moving. Man. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get on the thruway, take the 90. This guy's going to be here in like 15 minutes. If that's the case, I'll plug this cable into here when he gets here. And how cool is that? How amazing is that? That I could have ordered something at the beginning of this broadcast, about 20 minutes into the broadcast, and within an hour, something I ordered randomly, some random wire from Amazon, is making its way here. So there's your trade-offs. You're paying to live in those kind of communities where you can get that kind of stuff. You're paying to live in the land of plenty because everything's here. So you need to make more money. So that $16 an hour, $33,280 minimum wage in New York State is higher than what our legislators make. But here's the other piece of that. Is that an honest $32,000 a year? The living is, yeah. But is it honestly just 32? No. Because those guys end up dipping into that expense account stuff. Are they just throwing money in their wallets? No. But there's nothing that holds them accountable. Oh, we just got something that came in from the... Okay. Nothing too major. We're going to post that after the show. It's some from the Joint Information Center. It's the figures that came out from the mobile medical outreach update. So, but that's the difference. That's the tax difference of living out here, and versus the convenience difference of living out here. But if our legislators make $32,000 a year and they're able to dip into that other expense account, and there's no penalty for them not reporting other than shame, then that's like an extra almost $60,000 a year that they get to dip into. Now, for the folks coming from Rhoda and Tinian, they need extra money for sure to be able to travel back and forth, have a residence in both places, have a vehicle here and all that stuff. I totally get it, no doubt. But again, that's something, if we could restructure it. And how hard would it be to sit down and change the setup for the government for us, and to put heavy controls on what it is, and then penalties if people don't do it? That's the problem. We don't have penalties for folks who don't do these things. Goshenman says, I'm earning more by tips than regular paychecks. Yeah, that's great. By the way, that's something that I think stinks too, where servers are able to get paid less because of their tips, and so their tips save the day. I think minimum wage is minimum wage, and that's it. You get paid that, and then whatever your salary is, and tips are just a bonus you get on top of that. I never understood that. I never understood why people could pay people less than the minimum wage. I mean, the tips shouldn't be something that you have to give. It should be something that you want to give. And it shouldn't be, I mean, they're not slaves, they're employees. If they do a bad job, then, they lose their job and that's it. But the really good ones that's why tips are great, because they want to hustle and be better than the other folks so that they can get more money. It's capitalism, baby. So that's it. All right. Well, anyway, I think we kind of went on a long roll there for all this stuff, and I'm not having a difficult time doing that at all. I can do that pretty well. Hold on. Is this going to keep this in here? This is Rick Scott stuff. So I know what happened, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to post that video also of the vote with Rick Scott. But so after all the stuff that started with Rick Scott for a while, I got on his mailing list so I can see all the stuff that they're putting out and the way he's talking to his community, so I can have a better idea of how they talk about it, and how they think about us and our travel and all that other stuff, and that EVS tap, and just hear a little bit from the other guys. But again, Senator Heinrich is the one who stepped up for us. No, he didn't mention it in his weekly address, so that's just something that's sent out by his staffers. So I don't have the coolest part that we could get out there. Anyway, well, it's about 8:24 a.m. in Saipan right now. I could take a real quick break and then come back, and then we'll probably wrap it up and take your calls. But I'll tell you what, this has been a lot of fun. Talking about like what's going on and here, and talk about what's going on back home, and hopefully, I want to stay on long enough just so that this delivery gets here. Oh, it's here. The guy just dropped it off. Hold on, wait a minute. The guy just dropped it off. I'm not kidding. That's how this is crazy. Wait, just wait here. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That's crazy. So, here it is. So, this is the cable that I ordered during the show. Here you go. Crazy. All right. Now, give me a second. Let's see. Just so you guys can see. I can't believe, like, the immediate upgrade that we're going to have here now is going to be crazy. I'm going to put on a commercial and hook it up. We'll be right back.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now.
And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
Okay. All right. Now, wait a minute. Now, this is going to be out of focus. Oh, magic. I'm telling you, it's magic. The only problem is I can't see from the display. I haven't done this setting yet for this camera. to where I'll be able to see it. Why is that? I wonder why. So I gotta figure something else out here with this. I don't know about it. Auto should work and it should be fine. But oh well. I still might have some tweaking to do with that thing. Hold on, let's go back over here. This is it's like DoorDash. I should order some food. That's a great idea. By the way, I haven't done that yet. But that's something that would be awesome. Let's do this. Yeah, what I need to do, I need to change the setting on that thing, and maybe I need to directly plug that in, and it might be just something that simple. Here, let's do this. Yeah, so all of a sudden you're looking at the display instead of what it should look like. All right. Well, let's get back to it. Instead of being all crazy, let's just go back to normal and figure it out. So I'll work on that later. I thought it was going to be magic right from the start, but you were seeing, that's why my display wasn't shown on the camera. You were looking at the display there. And I thought it would just be as easy as hooking that up the way I normally do it. Well, anyway, back to it, back to reality. So the cool thing is we're able to order that thing right here, and I'll work on it and tweak it and all that other stuff. And there we go. Well, anyway, gonna wrap up. It is 8:31, and again, just that real quick wrap up for everything is that storm that Landon was talking about, nothing to worry about. Said that it's still way too early for anything, number one. And number two, there's different models that show way different things. And again, nothing to worry about, but always stay prepared. And that was it. Remember when we were looking at Bobby, when we were, especially Sinlaku, said, hey, it's coming, get ready. Hey, it's coming, get ready. This one, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, hey, we're paying attention to this. And we got the benefit of some wind shear that's happening and everything. So we're pretty good. So that's it. I'm going to work on the settings for this camera that we got, which is one of the things that I'm really excited about, that we have this new camera for the new service, and got a new tripod. I bought a whole bunch of new things that I get to bring back to Saipan that's going to improve the quality of our work, let us do more things, especially, you guys were talking about, I get asked so often to do like funerals and stuff like that. And one of the reasons why I didn't feel comfortable doing it is because I didn't think that we had enough cool stuff. As far as like we did the best we could for people when they asked, but I didn't think that the quality was where I would want it to be, where I felt proud of it, where I'd want to bring, where I felt comfortable asking you guys for money. And even when you guys told me, no, Brad, we're cool with it, I'm like I don't feel great about it. But either way, having two of these cameras now definitely ups what we're able to do, and the other equipment that goes with it is going to really improve the quality of what we're able to do for you. And as soon as I figure out these settings with this one, I'll be able to do more of that for you in just a little bit. So anyway, so that's it. 8:33. We're good to go from now. We don't have to worry about this storm stuff, but I've got more news updates to post for you, and we'll be doing it from here on out. So that's what I got. And look forward to bringing you more stuff. No, I thought I might get an official update from the office. Turns out we didn't. Anyway, thanks to you guys for tuning in. It's great to have you. I don't have like the big soundboard and everything else, so I can't do all the other magic. But we're able to take your calls if you want to call us. Next time we're on again, we're happy to do it. I love doing it. The show's better when you guys call and are a part of it. And when we get the interviews, thanks to Landon for making himself available to us today. And hopefully we'll be able to get our Congresswoman on to talk to us later today for us here. And, at some point, get that on for you guys as well. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. It is Good Morning Marianas, brought to you by all of our great sponsors. You got our weather sponsor who's on there, who is pretty heavy today. And I also want to remind you, in case you don't remember, Monday's a big day. Monday is a big day for the Marianas because we have a great event coming up with Marianas Integration. If you know Glenna, she's been putting this stuff together about, in fact, can I put this on the screen for you? About this program with the Mentor Protege program. Now, this is taking place on Monday, but you need to register if you want to get in. It's the Mentor Protege program for the Indo-Pacific workshops. It's in person only, and it's free for all attendees, hosted by NAPOA Standard and Global Resource Solutions in collaboration with Marianas Integrations, that's Glenna, and Saipan Chamber of Commerce. It's the Air Force Mentor Protege program workshop. It's 7:30 to 3 p.m. on Monday. You could still get in. You could still RSVP, but you got to RSVP if you want to get in. And there's a lot of stuff going on. They're going to cover, first of all, they're going to cover a full Air Force Mentor Protege program overview. Then they're going to do federal small business contracting opportunities, supplier development and capacity building, resources available to local and regional businesses, and networking with government and industry representatives. Whether you're a small business owner, a contractor, an entrepreneur, a consultant, or an organization looking to expand into the federal marketplace, this workshop is designed to help you take the next step. It's a big deal, and it's Monday. Now, check this out. It's free. It's free, but you need to RSVP, so you better do it today or you don't want to get locked out. You can send your RSVP to 483-3278, or you can send an email to contact us at saipanchamber.org. You can also ask some questions with the folks at the chamber. You can call them at 234-7150 and ask for Jeff Flores, or you can send them an email, jflores@saipanchamber.org. Now, here is the deal. It's a private event, and event security reserves the right to deny entry to or remove anyone from anyone whose behavior is deemed disruptive, threatening, unsafe, or otherwise inconsistent with the purpose of the event. Again, it's a learning opportunity. It's not a protest opportunity. So your registration or your RSVP, if you do get in, it does not guarantee that you're going to get in or that you won't get removed if you end up not doing what the whole intent of this whole thing is. Again, it's a workshop to get you an opportunity to get networked in with all this. So it's a great thing. So you should get in. So RSVP, don't mess around. You can find all the info on our website and on our socials as well. All right. All right. Just laughing at you guys in the comments. Some of those things you guys are dropping. I love it. It says, don't forget the beaver, okay? A pair of squirrels would suffice. Now, so this woodchuck, if you guys didn't see the woodchuck, I put it on my personal Facebook page. I didn't put it on the WhatsApp, or I didn't put it on the news service stuff. I did put it on as a post of a photo on the Instagram, but I guess I could. I'm not sure if I brought it onto the computer. If I did, I'll show it to you right now, just so you guys can see the video. It was pretty funny. This short story was, I would have it under desktop, I think. No. Give me a quick second, see if I've got it. Because I think I shared it under videos. So I'm here in my parents' backyard, and I'm just relaxing, having a good old time, just minding my own business on this nice little swing they have outside, enjoying the clean air a couple days ago, and everything. And all of a sudden, I see this varmint come out from underneath the shed. It's a woodchuck, and it is checking me out and going across and walking through and then walking around the backyard and then hides behind these bushes and then starts walking over to me. And at this point, I'm like, this thing's way too big for me to let him come all the way up, because I don't want to get him freaked out and anything. So I'm like, as soon as I moved, he's like, yeah, and he ran away, and it was hilarious. It was, but well, I don't think I shared it to the computer. I can real quick. Let's see, and I can show you guys if you missed it. I thought it was hilarious. Some of you guys did too, fortunately or unfortunately. And here, let's find out. This is it. It'll be a tough 2 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. This guy, I'm telling you, was checking me out. Here, let's share it. Share it to the computer. Brad's PC. Yeah, it's sending it over now. And usually it goes pretty quick. Yeah, look at that, just zipping around. That's it. Open. Yeah, we're going to pop it on there for you. Okay. That's it. Yappy dog. My parents have a really nice dog. A very talkative, yappy little dog. But she is sweet when she wants to be. All right. So where did that thing go? Well, I downloaded it. Let's find out here. Let's go back. If I can't find it really quickly, then I'll just bail on this idea. Darn it. But I really want to show this to you. Yeah, I'm not seeing it where I would think it would be. Again, just real quick. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm definitely coughing up that that smoky goodness. Oh, there it is. That's the video, I think. I think we're going to be in luck here. Okay, that is it. All right, hold on. Let me just go to that screen. And let me just change what this picture is. And it's going to be the media player. Boom. There you go. All right, we're going to be on here. Just a second. Ready for some ridiculousness. You're in the right place. Okay. Boom. All right. Hopefully this means your patience is going to pay off. All right. Here we go. And now this is a woodchuck. Near my parents' backyard. Now, I'm not moving. I'm just laying here on this swing and holding the phone that I popped up when I saw that he was there. And he's not small. And the question is, what would you do? And so as he's stalking around through there, you're going to see him disappear. All right, so now I got to pull back. Not sure where he's going to go. But in the far left of the screen, you'll see him pop out. He's going to be like a little speck in the top left, just past the bushes. Right at the ground level. There he is. Now he ran back in. Now I kept it wide because I'm like, well, what if for some reason he came over this way? I want to make sure I could see him if he was coming back. Well, he did. There he goes. He pops out. And he's walking right toward me. What would you do?
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So that was it. So crisis averted. And it worked out. Anyway, well, that's going to wrap us up. Now you got to see that one. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'll be posting up a bunch of updates throughout the night for us and the morning for you guys. And hopefully we'll get that interview with our congresswoman that we're hoping to get. All right, and let's see. All right. Looks like I got something else to pop up. Okay, great. And something else? All right. I got all kinds of stuff coming in. My goodness. All right. Well, we are going to head out. We'll be back and we're going to post all this stuff. What's with your sneakers? Where's your Zoris? I know. I know. You know what? I had the sneakers on. I have my Zoris here, but I got to tell you, it's not as warm here. It's a little bit colder for sure. I know you can wear with socks. I know. I got them both. I have them. I promise. I do. But I'll tell you, I'm sitting outside right now with pants on and with socks on. It's crazy. I'm not wearing shoes, just socks. All right. Is that too much information? Maybe. All right, guys, we're out here. We'll see you later. We'll be back again. Take care. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.